listening to Double J.
Double J, good afternoon.
We've got Sydney's newest radio station. What's happening?
Good question.
Very loose, but somehow or other we get there.
Rhubarb.
It's 1 minute past 2. This is Double J. Wait for the Sky is the name of the Jackson Browne album, the most recent one, and it's a pretty good rocky track from it.
Hi, this is Bob Hudson. Whatever you do, don't miss Ladies First, a 4-hour special on women singer-songwriters of the 70s. Phil Lobel and Wendy Gross will be in our studio to play and discuss the songs of Joni Mitchell, Betty Davis, Blossom Dearie, Grace Slick, Lavender Jane, Buffy St. Marie, Janice Ian, in fact everything from heavy rock to maudlin slop. So join us at 6 p.m. on Sunday where it's Ladies First on Double J.
We're not really the power guys. It's everyone sort of pitches in. We have some wonderful arguments with everyone working on the station about what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing.
Well, some mornings we start off with a fair idea of what we're going to do. We might have a few sort of people coming into the studio and a few telephone calls to make. Other mornings we start off completely from scratch and something sort of occurs. I'm not going to get time to work it out exactly. 4 minutes past 2, this is Double J. Graham Berry with you till 4, and then the Magus. Nobody's found out who that guy is yet. I haven't even seen him. Weird.
We still reckon that our listeners are intelligent enough to be able to make up their own minds about what's what, so that if we say something and it's wrong, they're not necessarily going to believe us. If we play music that is lousy, they're not necessarily going to like it. Before they've been in that position where they haven't had much choice of music, and so they've just had the best of two bad choices, maybe.
You've been quoted as saying you don't see yourself as a threat to commercial stations. Do you really believe that? Or is
Yeah,
it just
sure.
keeping that
And not a threat, a stimulus, you know. I mean, we're going to really liven up the whole of the dial, you know.
Certainly it's not going to continue in the manner in which it's continued now, where a top rating station has 20% of the audience. That will change. We'll head much more towards the American system, where you know, a top rating station maybe will hold 10% of the audience.
That's the Temptations on Double J. 23 minutes to 2 with Holger Brockman. Sunday afternoon, I think. It didn't work. That's nice, that is. Here he is, sitting here, hasn't got a yeah, right. This is just a preview of Nude Radio from 2 o'clock on Double J. Clunk, just slip it in and hit the button.
The whole business of censorship in radio is absolutely so out of date, it's unreal. That you've got, you know, people are allowed to go and see films with R classifications and all this sort of rubbish. You know, I mean, it's absolutely nonsensical. They treat radio listeners as absolute children. We're not allowed to play certain records at X hours in the night or whatever. I mean, it's absolutely mad. How lyrics of a song are going to offend people is quite plain. How they're going to corrupt them is absolutely beyond me. I don't know that, you know, people are so silly that they'll hear a song and immediately go out and commit an immoral act.
Have the ABC's top brass indicated their feelings to you about these sort of things at the moment?
They've asked what our attitude was, whether we intended to ignore the ABC banned list, but to date, to our knowledge, we have not ever played a record which has been banned by the ABC, which is entirely different to a record that's been banned by commercial radio.
But commercial radio is a gentleman's agreement. There's no law. They agree among themselves not to play a certain record.
Yeah, oh, sure. It's only a gentleman's agreement.
It's self-censorship.
And when you say gentlemen, it's mainly middle-aged gentlemen who have no understanding of what youth culture is all about. And if they knew what half the records are about that they're actually playing, they would freak out because they just don't know. They don't know. They don't understand the language, the street language, what people really talk about and what songs really mean, but they choose to ignore all the ones that are going to make plenty of money.
We're trying to be as sort of community-minded as we can, but not being sort of terribly bogged down in terribly cerebral type discussions and interviews. One day it may be light and frivolous, the next day we might get into something a little deeper.
Someone in a newspaper article called us Radio Commune because they arrived when we were in the middle of having a program meeting where everybody who works here was just sitting around on the floor just discussing what we're going to do about various things, and that is, in essence, how we work, because that's a good way for everyone to feel what people working with them feels, and we transmit a lot of ideas through sessions like that. They might be a bit like group therapy on the one hand, but on the other hand, they are really important in terms of just sheer communication. I mean, communication is a very difficult thing, you know, in an organisation this size.